Hi, in my previous video I was talking about one of my subscribers and I was talking about my Telegram channel. So I highly recommend you to subscribe to my Telegram channel. You will see the QR code here because there I post some interesting facts about English. I post some exercises to my videos and I post some useful phrases and exercises to practice them. So today I am talking about houseplants. I will try to talk about them in easy English and you will learn some new vocabulary. When I started to be interested in houseplants, of course, since I am not a native speaker, I didn't know all the words. When you learn English language or any other foreign languages, and even if you Google a word, if you don't use it often in your speech, you will forget it, which is totally fine. So I knew this vocabulary because I used it a lot. Eventually I started to watch some videos on YouTube about houseplants. I enjoy this content. I like these bloggers. They're pretty, their style of narrating is pretty interesting, and I just learned some new information about plants. Not, I wouldn't say it is something new, but I definitely learned some new English words. Today I will introduce my plants, some of my plants, and I'll name them. I'll tell something about them in easy English, how I take care of them, what I use. I will also mention some other plants that are very common in Russia. I think they are common. So if you like houseplants and you love the gardening and you want to talk about it in English, I will give you some vocabulary for it. Hope it will be helpful. So first, I think this plant you can find everywhere. In English, this is ZZ plant. The plant that teaches you to be patient, because I was waiting for it to give me these beautiful branches for I think a year and a half, and they just started to grow in September, I think. In October I came back home and I just saw a lot of branches out of nowhere, and as you can see there are some babies growing here. The thing that I wanted to tell you about this plant is that this is actually succulent, so it doesn't need a lot of water. So make sure you don't overwater it. And the soil for this plant must be well drained, that can be well drained. I have a couple of them actually there in another room. I got a big ZZ plant about 2 years ago, but it was damaged a little bit. It didn't look healthy. So I decided to have a lot of ZZ plants out of a huge one. So I started to propagate them, and this is how one of them look right now. Another plant that I think pretty common in Russia, this is snake plant, one of the variations of snake plants. As you can see, it is thriving, it's huge. It started with just this one. This was the one plant that I bought, and it just gave me a lot of babies. And still, it gives some I love it. This plant is also a succulent, so it doesn't need a lot of water. If you see, the leaves of the plant are a little bit wrinkly, this is the time to water it. So to my mind, I'm talking about my experience. To my mind, it is better to underwater it than overwater your plant, because you can, if you underwater your plant, you can just, what's the word? Soil sucks. Okay, I forgot that word. Right when I stopped recording the video, I remembered that word. It was soak. So it is better to underwater your plant and soak it with water than overwater it and get the roots rotten. Another plant that I think is pretty common here, this is jade plant. We call it money tree in Russia. This is what was left from my jade plant because my mom overwatered it. It was pretty big. I mean, I bought it. I bought a small plant last summer, and it started to grow pretty fast. It was thriving. Then my mom overwatered it. It started to lose leaves. So what I've done with those leaves, look at it. I don't know if you can see it or not, if the camera can focus. So the thing is, you can propagate jade plant in this way. So the leaves will start to give some other leaves, small plants and roots. This is how you propagate it. If you have a big pot for your jade plant, you can just put those leaves in the soil. They will grow. It took a lot of time to make them grow because it was winter. They didn't have enough light here. And if you didn't know, jade plant is also a succulent. There is no schedule for the plants to be watered. As for the jade plant, you can check it by the leaves. If leaves are a little bit soft and mushy, then it's time to water it. Let's give a little break to the plants that I show you here. Also, I think Hoyas are pretty popular and pretty common in Russia and all over the world. They give beautiful flowers. My one hasn't given me any flowers yet. I have my Hoya for 2 years. It is pretty big. It is crawling from my fridge to the curtain up to the ceiling in the kitchen, so unfortunately I cannot bring it here. Also, I have a Dieffenbachia. It doesn't, my one doesn't look good, okay? There are different types of this plant, of course. There is one that has a lot of leaves and it looks so bushy and it looks nice. My one is just growing upwards and it loses leaves below when it's growing. I don't have any cactus at home. By the way, the plural form for cactus is cacti, which is also an exception from plural forms of the nouns. We should put it in the textbooks, right? That would make sense. Let's get to the plants that I brought here. This one. You know what? Any of the bloggers that I watch have never told about this tree, but it is very popular in Russia. You can call it ficus, you can call it fig tree, and weeping fig. As you can see, its leaves are variegated. It has different colors. My tree loves being watered. It loves water. I bought it when it was pretty small like this, and right now, as you can see, it's a pretty big tree. You know, when I was in Turkey, I saw these trees growing outside. So, yeah, ficuses in Russia look pretty miserable to my mind, because this is not the place where they are supposed to grow, right? It's too cold here. Also, there is I guess it is another kind of ficuses. This is rubber plant. I don't have it, and I'll tell you why. Also, in Turkey, you can find a lot of rubber plants, rubber trees, rubber plants. Don't remember their name, but I will attach a photo. In Turkey, they grow outside and they are enormous trees. When I saw them for the first time, first of all, I looked at the leaves, and you cannot confuse rubber tree leaves to any other kinds of leaves because they are huge. And I was walking, I was like, is it a rubber tree? And it turned out to be a rubber tree. And the one that we grow at home is just like one stem, some leaves. I think they don't feel good in here. We should just leave it to hot countries. Talking about Turkey, you can find there a lot of birds of paradise, also outside, also huge. Another plant that I have is Dracaena, a palm. Please don't look here. Don't look here. I know it needs to be repotted. I'll do it. I was just waiting for the right moment, and the right moment is spring and summer to my mind. So I got it for free actually. At my mom's work, there is a Dracaena, and when Dracaena doesn't get enough light, it started to be very long, you know. It started to have long stem and just couple of leaves, which is doesn't look good. So I asked my mom to cut a branch of it, and I propagated this Dracaena from a small branch. It used to be here. It dried and fell off. So this is the growth from that small branch. I have it for about 3 years, I think. I will repot it soon. So as I've already mentioned, this tree loves sunlight, or you can also use grow light for your plants if the place where you live is a little bit dark. You can use grow light. As you can see in some pots, I have this small white kind of stones, and I'm sure you know how to call it in your native language. So in English it is perlite, this white stones. Sorry if the angle is different. I forgot to mention that it is important to fertilize your houseplants. The thing that you're using to fertilize is called fertilizer. This is pretty much everything that I wanted to show you and I wanted to tell you about. There are a lot of other popular plants such as monstera, alocasia, orchids, but this is the one that I have. I will also prepare and post a vocabulary and exercises to practice this vocabulary in my Telegram channel, so you can subscribe and check it. Hope it was interesting, coherent, and helpful. Bye!